Hey all, it's Rad. Welcome back to Pokémon Blue version. Nothing special today, we're just taking care of a little bit of cleanup as far as in-game trades are concerned. Before we take care of the in-game trades, we are in Pewter City today. We are outside the Pewter Museum of Science, and we're entering this building that is right next to it. You will receive another fossil. Do you remember the fossil we got in Mount Moon? We're finally going to put it to use today. But we have a specific party here: a Raichu, a Venonat, and a Poliwhirl. All three of these will be traded away today. We're heading back to Cerulean City. The gentleman who wanted a Poliwhirl in exchange for a Jinx, I can finally meet those credentials. So Poliwhirl. Poliwhirls can essentially be caught fishing in Celadon City. There's a little bit of lake in the middle of town that you can fish to get one. It's about a 50-50 shot with your Super Rod. You're otherwise getting a Slowpoke out of it. So you won't be able to get a Jinx until much later in the game. And a traded Pokemon that you receive matches the level of the one you're sending away. So if you want that traded Pokemon to be halfway decent, you gotta go on that grind. Because Jinx herself can be noticeably decent. Looking at Lola right now. Ice and Psychic type. The special stat is alright. The speed is alright. The move list could use a lot of work. Because low attack can't really take advantage of most of this. But hey, you'll learn ice moves eventually. So, with that, we have caught over 50 Pokemon. We can now head through the maze that is Fuchsia City. And we can now get a particular item. I believe you're right here. The EXP all is kind of weird. It gives experience points to all Pokemon in your party, even if they don't participate. But that XP is reduced by half, and reduced even more so if another Pokemon participates. So really, if you're running a solo job with some weaker Pokemon, that's the best way to do it. As long as only one Pokemon participates, you get the most benefits of EXP all. Now, with that squared away, we can finally go to Cinnabar Island proper. With our Jinx now received, we can basically put her away for the rest of the game. Also, that Helix fossil, we can finally use that. But before we do, this building here, the Pokémon Lab. This is where we're finally going to use our fossils. But before we do that, let's take a look around this building. There's a person here who will trade away your Raichu and give you an Electrode in return. If you missed out on the Electrodes in the power plant, this is your fallback option. If you ask me, this trade isn't really worth it. I think Raichu from top to bottom is the better choice here. Mostly because Raichu's offense has an emphasis on Thunder, not so much Electrode. But you know, if you want to complete your Pokédex and everything. You give me Raichu, you receive a Pokéball. So, Doris here. That speed is impressive, but that attack is absolute dog dookie. As is this moveset. You'll be able to take advantage of self-destruct backed up by Screech. And Light Screen. For all those super effective special moves to Electrode. It's a weird Pokemon. Like, I said Raichu was the better option, and I am not taking it back. So if you have a Venonat on hand, you could trade it away for a Tangela. I think Venomoth is a bit of an underrated option, much like Butterfree. You're already getting a free Psybeam out of it. It's a nice composite Pokemon. An attempt to have a Psychic in your hands without catching one, but I don't know. Venomoth is something that people sort of overlook. What shouldn't be overlooked is Tangela. So, Crinkle's here. High defense, pretty high special. You'll get slightly better moves, I promise. Yep. So our main destination is the room over, but naturally we have to learn about Eevee. And you get TM35 by talking to this scientist here. Metronome. It pulls from every move in the game, and Metronome performs a random attack. It could literally be anything. You don't know what you're going to get with Metronome. So, we talk to this doctor here, and you hand him a fossil. We're doing the Helix fossil first, which is a fossil of Ammonite, an ancient Pokemon that is already extinct. They have a resurrection machine that will basically Jurassic Park it up, and extract DNA samples from that fossil to recreate the Pokemon inside of it. So if you take a short walk and come back, the fossil will be ready. Is it ready yet? Okay, so, Ammonite really takes advantage of it being a rock type with high defense, but also takes advantage of it being a water type with above average special. It has Water Gun and Withdraw from the offset. If you just had bad luck with water Pokemon, you can still do better. So we hand him the old Amber, which indeed has DNA of a rare and ancient Pokémon called Aerodactyl. So what we do what we did with the Ammonite, we take a short walk and walk right back in this building. To receive an Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl, of the 3 fossils, I personally think it's the best one. Good attack, decent speed. I mean, you get wing attack out of it, but it's flying stab. Flying stab has purpose. And furthermore, let's compare it to the Fearow that I've been raising up. 67 attack, 82 speed. Fearow barely beats out Aerodactyl, but that's because I've raised Fearow up from a Spearow, and Aerodactyl's been sitting in some amber for about hundreds of thousands of millions of years. That about does it for things we have to explore in Cinnabar Island that isn't our main destination. We can't get into the gym just yet, because our door is locked and the key is missing. No. Missing. No. Oh! That's what I wanted to show! Of course, the most famous glitch in the game! How could I have overlooked it? We need to fly off to Meridian City. Do you remember that old man that helped us catch a Pokeball? Well, we need a reminder on how to catch the Pokemon with the Pokeball. And for reasons that, despite me having played this game for nearly 25 years, for reasons that I cannot explain, this scene of an old man catching a Weedle with 50 Pokeballs is incredibly important. Before we do what comes next, we have some preparation to do. I know this is gonna get a bit weird, but we need to pull out some certain items. I have my rare candy. And yeah, it's time to use that Master Ball. Actually, I'm gonna switch around some Pokémon for a bit. So yeah, we're pulling out the team for this one. Just because what we come across is going to be a rare and unique Pokémon. So yeah, we're getting the A-team involved. Actually, we're gonna do some item management, just so we can move things along a bit faster. That EXP all. No, it's never been the time. Actually, TM35 we don't need anymore. We are keeping excuse me, we are keeping the EXP all in our inventory. Might as well keep the bicycle, too. But, weirdly enough, I recommend you keep a high-profile item in your 6th item slot before you do this. Oh, and furthermore, in case things hit the fan quick, you might want to save your game. Actually, I'm gonna use the Pokémon Center one more time. Just to make sure everybody's healed up. Make sure you have a Pokémon that can surf. Remember when I told you about this area, how you could catch Pokémon that are normally in the Seafoam Islands? There's something about this strip of water that allows you to catch Pokémon in the last area you were in, or the last battle you had. For some reason, that old man messes things up real good. We have a Muck at level 141! No thank you, I don't want any of that meat. What in the hell is going on here? For some reason, that old man encounter causes some weird things with the data of this area. You weren't even supposed to catch Pokémon in this area. You weren't even supposed to encounter Pokémon in this area. But for some reason, you do. And we really can't escape this encounter against a super powerful Pokémon. So yeah, it is possible to go over the limitation of level 100, which is normally the level cap. Barely does a thing to it. Funny thing about this, what Pokemon you actually encounter has a couple parameters behind it. That parameter being the name of your character. In my case, I use the name Johnny, which has 6 unique letters to it. Each of those letters, whether they be uppercase or lowercase, whether they be numbers, whether they be symbols, that determines the Pokemon you come across. Because the Pokemon here are determined by an identification point. You're not attacking at all. This is not good, dude. We can't leave. Could you possibly move along? No, I guess not. I guess you're gonna be sitting here lowering my defense. Oh, we got it paralyzed. For the record, no, I have no plans on catching a 141 level Muck. I have no intention of catching Muck. If you battle with it once, it actually defaults to level 100, and some level of normalcy is maintained. The funny thing about this area is the level. You can come across that Pokemon, but the thing is, it's really hard to explain it. The Pokemon you come across and the level it has are tied to some type of identification. I'm gonna Thunderbolt it and see what it does. Even Jolteon is powerless before this thing. Its stats are just too high. In a way, it probably should have hit it with Toxic from the offset, but I don't think it would work. Because I have all of these unique characters in my name, we'll be coming across preset Pokémon. If you have a smaller name, like one of 3 characters, you're more than likely to come across the subject of today's video, one I hope to see and not die. Okay, yeah. Take 2. So yeah, walking across this area that you weren't supposed to encounter Pokémon on causes a data fluctuation for catch rates and wild encounters that doesn't exist, and yet somehow it do. I believe you have to reset this every time. So yeah, with the EXP all, it comes down to about 1/6 of the experience. And since I don't want to see that message repeatedly, we're gonna put the EXP all away for now. That's not that PC. Yes, I do believe that these are unique encounters. I've tried to pin down what route these could possibly be, because level 28 Venonat... Yeah, I wish I came into this more prepared, but... a lot of this is off the cuff. Okay, you. Really should have led with Mew, but we're here now. Just have to hope Confusion kicks in, or it puts up its armor. Or it screeches, it can do that. It can always do that. Yes, I'm actually trying to take this thing down, don't at me. Yeah, it works greatly with Sludge. Yeah, I don't think we'll be crushing this thing anytime soon. Let's get the hell out of there. So yeah, you can encounter incredibly high-level Pokémon encounters. Needless to say, this is not meant to be. This is a horrible glitch that is infamous and has spread across many a playgrounds, many an internets. So hopefully we won't run into some muck. Hopefully we'll run into something unique. Just to show that this isn't really a one-shot encounter. say hello to MissingNo, aka Missing Number. At level 142, you'd figure this fight is powerless, right? We won't be able to do anything against it. It actually has pitiful defense. And pitiful special. This is a normal/bird type. And yes, you heard me correctly. It is a bird type. Normally, this is the point I would throw Victory Bell at it, but it has pitiful defense. Furthermore, remember what I told you about the 6th item? Yeah. The Master Ball. That is a guaranteed catch for any Pokemon. We now have an unnamed supply of it. One thing I will say about MissingNo is that its stats are all over the place. It has noticeably high attack. It also has Sky Attack, which is not a stab attack by any means because it is a bird type. It also has Water Gun. And it also has Pathetic Special and Defense. And when I say pathetic, I mean even at level 141, those stats are abysmal, and they don't get much better. I think its max defense at level 100 doesn't even reach 100. So yeah, we have infinite Master Balls, thank you for asking. Our goal here is to walk away with infinite rare candies, and full disclosure, I will be using those infinite rare candies, but it comes with a drawback. Hi, Pidgeotto. It comes with a drawback. And that drawback is the fact that Pokemon not only get levels from wild Pokemon, they get experience. They get specific values added to them, especially if they encounter a specific kind of Pokemon. With rare candies, you get no such value. You're getting level raises, and that's it. So MissingNo over here, not gonna be too valuable as a Pokemon encounter. You see there is a 95 level difference. I could catch this thing right now and give you the parameters, but A, you don't want them, I've already told you what they are, and B, it can actively lock up your game. I'm going to demonstrate just what MissingNo can actually do to you when its attack power becomes the priority instead of special. Trading out Blastoise to give you Jolteon. This Sky Attack is a flying type move, and oh, it devastates. Meanwhile, Water Gun's not doing a damn thing to our Blastoise. Thankfully, it can only use Body Slam 5 times. So yeah, good grinding spot so long as you don't mind peering into the eyes of God. Arceus notwithstanding. So with that, we have infinite Master Balls, and we have near infinite rare candies. With that, we are selling all our Ultra Balls. I mean, we could totally do that for certain legendary Pokemon encounters, but at this point, we really don't need to put in the dramatics or the effort anymore. We're done. We're done. The game is practically over at this point if we want it to be. I am going to be liberal with these rare candies. I'm only going to get myself to a specific level so that there's still some type of challenge when it comes to the remaining gym leaders and obviously the Pokemon League down the line. But yeah, let me drop some weight really quick. We could totally do this with any item in the game. Super repels, max potions, max revives. If you kept a nugget around, it would also technically get you infinite money, of which there is a limited supply of. I better hope I didn't sell all my nuggets, or else this is going to be extremely awkward. Like this episode itself has not been extremely awkward, so now that we have broken the code, let's take things back to reality. This building is where we're going next time. It is the Pokemon Mansion, and it is the home to the literal keys to the Cinnabar Island Gym. See you later!